Here we go.
What's the most fun and productive work day of the year? Usually. More times than not. Which day is it? Friday?
The day, right?
Yeah. Friday. Or in the car business, it'd be Saturday, right? It's the day before vacation. Write it in. For most. How come? Why? Well, number one, we're excited about the reward, right? So just put reward for number one. Number two, it's because we don't want loose ends to worry about. You ever go on vacations and you get everything wrapped up? You're busy getting things buttoned up and tied down because you're getting ready to leave town. And you want to get all your loose ends buttoned up because you don't what? You don't want anyone to have to call you while you're at the beach or while you're on vacation or wherever you go. So number three, we don't want anyone to have to call us. Don't want calls, number three. Number four, we want to have peace of mind while we're gone. So we're productive, we're excited about going on vacation, we're getting things wrapped up, we're making things happen. We want to sell one more car before we leave. You ever do that? I used to do that all the time. I'm getting ready to go on vacation, I'm going to give me one more. Let me get one more. Number five, we want to have success as our last work memory. Get one more car. Let's go. So how can we make every day more exciting in the car? Do we need more excitement in the showroom? Yes or no? Do we need to have more fun while we're there? We got to get the fun back in the car business. We need that burning desire inside us. How do we get that burning desire? That something is just like we can feel it in our gut that makes us burn. Yeah, how do we do that?
Every day as a vacation day.
Yeah, how do we make every day as a vacation day? That's what we want to do, right?
All these tips.
All right, let's take a look at it. Set daily activity goals that bring you closer to your results goals. See, in the car business, usually there's just results goals. Most people are like, or most salespeople are worried about how many cars they're going to sell, and they never look at what they're going to do to sell that many. What are your activities? You see, our activities determine our results. What do you want to do? I want to sell a car today. Okay, that's the result. Sell a car today. And that's what we want. We want the result. But we have to have activities in order to get the result. It's a numbers game, and we all know that, right? We have to have the skills, but it's also a numbers game. Now, an activity would be, I'm going to talk to 5 people today. That's an activity. Another activity would be, of the 5 people I talk to, 4 of them are going to test drive a vehicle. And if I test drive 4 of them, I could probably write up 3. Would that be safe to say? So I'm going to write up 3 deals today. And then, or let's just say we write up 3. We're not going to close them all, right? But let's just say we close 1. So 1 would be the result. Does that make sense? So if I need to get 5 people in front of me, how many phone calls do I need to make? How many contacts? You see, the more people that I call, the more people I will contact. Because is everybody going to answer the phone? Yes or no? No. So the more people I call, the more I'll contact. The more I contact, the more we'll appoint. And the more that I appoint, the more that'll show up. Because are all your appointments going to show? Seriously? Of course not. But the more I appoint, the more will show. And the more that show, the more I talk to. The more I talk to, the more I test drive. The more I test drive, the more I write up. The more I write up, the more I'll what? Sell. So it's all about our activities. We have to have activity goals. And the start of every day and the start of every month and the start of every year, we should know about how many people we need to talk to determine our success. Let's take a look at this. Number 2, set results goals that bring you closer to your dreams. Start your day with a daily plan and stay on track. We're going to talk about how to put together a daily plan, something that's going to work for you. Number 3, start your day with a daily plan. Number 4, stay focused on the rewards of achieving your goals. Why are we staying focused on the rewards? Why do we want to focus on the reward?
To be motivated.
To be motivated. We got to want it. You got to want it. If you don't want it, none of this other stuff matters. You got to want it. So, if we keep it in front of us, will we want it more or less? We'll want it more. And if you want it more, you'll be more motivated. You'll be more driven. We're all motivated by something. Whether it's to get through the day or whether it's to talk to 5 people, we're all motivated by something, whether we realize it or not. Number 5, remember that success is an inside game with an outside reflection. You know, people always say when I come to the dealership and they haven't seen me for a while, or I come to a workshop, they get excited. I'm glad that we're here. We're going to get fired up. We're going to learn some stuff. But let me ask you something. Is motivation really internal or external? It's internal. It's about you. It's about you every day. You have to have that fuel. You're the one that has to have that burning desire. So it's internal. We can't wait for other people to motivate us. If we wait for other people to motivate us, we're going to be waiting a long time. We'll go to the next workshop, or we'll go to the next seminar, or we'll, hear something and get fired up for a little bit. But getting fired up for a little bit is not going to determine whether it's success. It's not going to make you successful. You see, successful people do things consistently. So it's an internal thing. Number 6, choose an accountability partner to keep you motivated and accountable. We all need accountability, period. Everyone needs accountability. Number 7, insist that your manager coaches you and helps you achieve success. Number 8, review your plan at the end of each day and look for ways you could have been more effective, more efficient, and had more fun. How could you have had more fun? How could you have been more effective? We have to look at every day when we leave, what could I have done to be more productive? What can I do better? Number 9, write tomorrow's plan today and you'll sleep a lot better. How come? Why will we sleep better if we have our plan already? So it'll take some of the worry out of it, right? We have things laid out and organized for the next day. We already know our plan. So we don't want to just scramble when we get into the dealership that morning and put a plan together. We want to have things already working. You should already have some appointments. You should already know who you're going to call next and know exactly what you're going to do next to move you closer to selling a car. Because remember, there's no in between. Either A, you're moving closer to a deal, or B, you're moving further away. If you think you're just coasting, you're not. You're moving further away. We have to constantly be moving toward a deal.
Number 8, what was the last 3?
More efficient and more effective. Is that right? More efficient and more effective. Number 10, if you get off track, jump back on. Never, ever, 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 ever give up. Ever. Forever, ever. Forever, ever. Never give up. Ever give up. Page 32. If you believe this one simple fact, you can double your sales in 90 days or less. If you believe this one simple fact, you'll double your sales. Here it is. If you believe you can get anyone bought if you ask enough high-quality questions and follow every step to the sale. Do most salespeople follow the steps, or do they try to figure out if it's a deal or not, try to skip steps, and they decide pretty much themselves? Which one? Are they always following steps or skipping steps? Most salespeople skip steps. Number 1, the most important thing to do is track reasons for lost sales. If you don't know why you're losing sales, you'll never be able to gain them. If you understand where your process is weak, all of your other numbers will skyrocket. You got to have the right process. We already know that. And we're going to talk a lot about process for after lunch and for the rest of the day. Everything that we've been doing so far is setting us up for the process and setting us up for better closing skills and more effective ways to communicate. Now, if we have the right skills and we have the right habits and we have the right attitude, but our process is not the right process to get to the next level, we're still going to fail. Because the problem is with the basics these days, so many things around the basics have changed that we need to change so we can get back to the basics. So we need some change. Let's take a look at the next one. Stop asking why we couldn't get them bought. Instead, ask what step we missed. We already know that we're going to lose some deals. We already know that some are going to be too buried. We already know that some of them won't be able to come up with a cosigner. We already know that we may not close a deal because of payment or price or something. We already know that. But we got to quit asking ourselves bad questions. We need to ask ourselves, what could I have done better on that deal so the next time you get a customer, you'll do a better job. And that's what we need to focus on. But if we focus on doom and gloom, on who we didn't get bought, and how the business isn't the same, and how things are going wrong, what's going to happen to our success? It's going to diminish, right? We're backsliding. So what step did we miss? What step did we miss? What could I have done better? Continually asking ourselves, what do I need to do to make this a deal? What do I need to do to make this a deal? Most salespeople, a customer leaves, who do they blame? The customer. That customer was a stroke, flake, bogue. They couldn't buy anything anyway. I'd like to see their credit. They won't even let me pull it. I bet you it's terrible. They're wasting my time. It's all the customer's fault. Number 3, we're not perfect, but we're continually working towards what? Perfection. Once we accept responsibility for making and losing sales, we can work on improving. There's nothing wrong with failure. Each mistake allows us another opportunity. Number 4, tracking is easy. When you commit 10 minutes a day of tracking what you do, you'll get better, period. You'll create you need some kind of spreadsheet, or you need a computer, or you just need some simple stuff. I'm not talking about like having a bunch of spreadsheets and numbers and, we got to be some kind of mathematician to figure out what we're doing. We just need simple things. How many people do you talk to? How many of the people do you test drive? And of the ones you test drive, how many of them do you write up? And of the ones you write up, how many do you close? It's pretty simple when it comes to the showroom. On the phone, it's real easy. How many people are we going to call? How many contacts? And of the contacts, how many do we appoint? And of the ones we appoint, how many of them actually show? Our show ratio will show us how well we're doing on the phone. That's our measuring. Our show ratio is what we measure. Number 4, tracking is easy. Number 5, you can easily set activities to reach your results goal when you know your numbers. Listen, if we don't know where we're at currently, how will we ever improve? We have to know where we're at. For example, if I called my travel agent and I said, listen, I want to go to Texas. I want to go to Dallas. And they say, when are you leaving? Well, I'm going to leave Friday. All right, when do you want to get there? I want to be there in the evening, so set something up in the evening. Okay, no problem. I'll get that done right away. What did I forget to tell the travel agent? Where am I leaving from? Now, how can I get to Dallas if I don't know where I'm at? Or how can the travel agent get me to Dallas if they don't know where I'm at? There's no way possible you can improve unless you look exactly where you're at right now. See, some of us try to look at how things used to be in our business, and we keep talking about it. Or some of us are looking at how we wish things were. We need to look at things how they really are first so we can move forward. Not how they used to be, not how we wish they were, not how we want it to be. None of that. We need to look at it how they really are so we can move forward. Let's take a look at from here to there. Enter your current averages in each area. This is something you can take back to the dealership. How many opportunities to sell a car do I have each month? If you talk to 2 or 3 a day or 4 a day and you got 25 working days, that means you got an opportunity to talk to 100 people in a month. How many customer statements do I take each month? How many people do I actually get all the way to a credit application? It means they made a decision to try to do business with you. We need to know that. How many presentations do I give each month? Most salespeople give lousy presentations and demonstrations. It's an NADA track fact. They do surveys constantly. Most customers say that they got a bad presentation. Most customers say that we gave them a bad demonstration. And a lot of them say they weren't even offered to test drive the vehicle. How many vehicles do I sell each month? That's easy. How much money do I earn each month? When we're talking about how many vehicles we sell, we need to look at the last 90 days. Nobody really cares what you did a year ago or 2 years ago or 3 years ago. It has nothing to do with now. If you look back to the last 90 days and add up all your sales for the last 90 days, divide it by 3, that's your current average. That's your 90-day rolling average. That means that's your performance right now. So once you have a 90-day rolling average, if it's 10 cars, then you're at 10 cars a month right now. Now we have 90 days. Now we're going to look 1 year in advance with goals and what we're going to do to improve from where we are now to where we're ready to go. So always remember, look at the last 90 days and then look 12 months into the future. We're going to talk about that a little bit more. How many presentations do I give each month? How many vehicles do I sell each month? How much money do I earn each month? Number 6, what % of my business comes from walk-in traffic? Number 7, what % of my business comes from telephone ups? What percentage of my business comes from be-back appointments? What percentage of my business comes from repeat customers, referral customers, prospected customers, and how many outside prospects do I meet every month? Number 13, how many hours do I spend developing my skills every month? When will you start accurately tracking your activities and results? You can go ahead and put the date in, because if you don't track it, you can't improve it. If you don't track it, you can't measure it. And if you can't measure it, there's no way you can improve it. All right, page 34, seeing is believing, charting facts. Charting shows the truth. Number 1 is truth. You'll see everything. Improvements, declines, flatlining, slow death. What is slow death? Does anybody know? It happens gradually. That's when your numbers are just falling and you know they're falling, but if you're tracking, you'll see it start to fall and it'll motivate you to do something about it. So charting is important. Number 2, charting needs to be updated every month. Does anybody use Excel in here? Some of us have some high-tech stuff in the dealership, some nice prospecting and Promax and dealer track stuff and Reynolds and ADP. We got all these tools, and we use them for what? We use them for recording history, right? Accounting's great on those computers, right? But there's all these other tools on there, and they're for us. And we're to do what? Make history. Does that make sense? But we don't use them. We just use them to collect data. And collecting data is not pushing the cash register button. We need to collect the data so we can see where we are, so we can push the cash register button, so we can get paid. All right, let's take a look at number 5. Before we move on to this section right here, I want you to just think for a second. What do I need to do to get better at tracking? What do I need to collect? There's a couple of easy things, and I'm going to show you guys how you can track and how we can make it simple. Remember, in the car business, we just need to keep everything simple, and we need to keep it stupid. I know everybody's already heard that. It's KISS, right? Keep it stupid and keep it simple. We need to simplify everything that we do to make it really easy. I don't want you to come and think that you got to make a whole bunch of changes, because it's not. It's not about changing everything. It's about keeping it simple, looking at where you're at, and what do I need to do to improve it. That's it. So we're going to get into how to do this stuff for the rest of the class today and tomorrow as well.